Alright guys, the Jane Doe update just got even bigger, and there's a lot more that was added than people expected. Let's break it all down. With Jane Doe finally arriving in this new update, the game has actually had a pretty big change, especially with the lobby itself. There's now a brand new cabin area, and this is where everything starts, because you actually need to speak to Jane Doe there in order to begin unlocking her for free. Now, instead of just getting a character instantly, this update introduces a full quest system. To progress, you need to find folders that spawn around the map during matches. Only one folder appears per round, and once a player collects it, all the other possible spawns disappear, so you can only get one per game. In total, you'll need to collect 9 folders to reach the final stage of the quest. This last part is where a lot of players have been getting confused. Instead of another folder spawning, a ring will appear somewhere on the map, usually in the same locations where folders would normally spawn. Once you find this ring, you need to hold onto it for the rest of the match. But just surviving isn't enough. You actually have to win the game while holding it. If you manage to do that, the quest is completed and you can finally go back to the lobby, talk to Jane Doe again, and unlock her. Looking at how she plays based on testing and gameplay so far, Jane Doe comes with some really interesting abilities. The first is the Crystal Pitch, which is now a throwable jar that you can charge up. This ability is pretty versatile since it can either heal survivors or deal damage to killers depending on how you use it. The second ability is the Hatchet, which has a short charge before lunging forward, letting you strike the killer in a way that feels similar to Shedletsky's slash. She also got all of her milestones already, so no need to wait an entire year like the Noli once. Overall, this quest system is actually a really solid addition. It gives players a reason to actively play and work together instead of just unlocking things instantly. It also opens the door for future updates to do something similar, and we could easily see upcoming characters like Azure getting their own unique quests as well. So far, this has been a pretty refreshing way to unlock a character. But what do you think about it? Now, alongside everything else in this update, there's also something big that a lot of players have been waiting for, and that's the Treadstone John Doe skin. This is actually a collaboration with BattleBricks, and it's been in development for a really long time, easily over a year at this point. Because of how long it's taken, a lot of people genuinely thought this skin might never release, but now it finally looks like it's ready. We recently got a brand new teaser showing off the render of the skin, and it was also paired with a quote from one of the developers, Bluezombie. Now when it comes to actually unlocking the skin, there's a specific requirement tied to BattleBricks that you'll need to complete first. To unlock Treadstone John Doe, you need to earn the Chapter 3 system badge, which you get by completing Tomorrow Mode Chapter 3. So if you haven't already started working on that, you'll definitely want to prepare for it now. Originally, this skin was supposed to release with this update, but there was a small delay. Bluezombie mentioned that he actually slept through the release timing, so instead of dropping with the update, the skin will now be coming in a hotfix shortly after. The good thing is that these hotfixes usually don't take long to come out, so realistically, we should be seeing this skin release very soon, most likely by the end of this month, or possibly even as part of the April Fool's update. Everything is already complete, and it's basically just waiting to be pushed out. So if you've been waiting for Treadstone John Doe, now's the time to get ready, because it looks like it's finally right around the corner. We also finally got the new Noli milestones that players have been waiting for over a year. But that's not all, because both Chance and To Time have also received full redesigns to match the newer art style that Forsaken is moving towards. Starting with Chance, his milestone skins have been completely reworked, and each milestone now following a poker card theme. Milestone 1 is based on clubs, Milestone 2 is themed around hearts, and Milestone 3 moves into diamonds, which actually comes with custom animations, including a unique coin flip and gun animation. Then Milestone 4 is based on spades, and this one also includes both the updated coin flip and new gun animations. making it feel like a full upgrade compared to the older versions. But what's really interesting is that Chance didn't just stop at 4 milestones. He also received a brand new 5th milestone skin called Full, similar to Nightshade to Time. This is unlocked by reaching level 100. Now for To Time, their redesign follows a much darker, cultist-style progression. Milestone 1 starts off with a completely different cultist design, and as you move through Milestone 2 and 3, the design evolves further into that theme. All of these skins also come with custom daggers, which adds a lot more detail to each milestone. By Milestone 4, the full cultist look is complete, and even Nightshade has been updated to match this new direction. On top of that, the design of 2 Times Second Life for this skin has also been changed, now featuring animations with miniature Azure-like tentacles, making it feel like he's become like Azure. With both characters now getting these new Milestone 5 skins, could more characters receive this treatment in future updates? Now, here's a bit of explanation about the non-canon Spectre design, since a lot of players were confused about what it actually represents. The Spectre itself doesn't truly have a confirmed physical appearance in Forsaken. The only real, visible depiction of it is the distorted presence that appears in the sky. Because of this, any other design that appears in the game or in official artwork is really just an interpretation rather than the true form of the entity. The well-known non-canon design is basically meant to represent how the survivors imagine the Spectre to look. In other words, it isn't supposed to be the actual version of the character within the game's lore. Instead, it's more like a visualization created from the survivor's perspective as they try to understand or make sense of the horror they're witnessing. Since the Spectre itself doesn't show any real human qualities or traits, a human-like design wouldn't actually be accurate to the canon version of the entity. Because of this, the Spectre is usually described as something closer to a cryptid or an unknown creature rather than a person. Its true form is meant to feel mysterious and unnatural, which is why the only consistent representation of it is the strange distortion seen in the sky. Since the design is intentionally left open to interpretation, players can imagine the Spectre in many different ways. Different interpretations can reflect how each person visualizes the horror or mystery surrounding the character. However, the non-canon design shown in Forsaken is currently the closest thing players have to an official interpretation of what the Spectre could look like. Now that an April Fool's update is confirmed, we'll likely see the return of some highly requested skins like 1eggs, which had a bunch of voice lines and even a custom chase theme. There won't be any OG variants like the Christmas skins, since the April Fool's skins aren't meant to be limited to players who got them in 2025, so everyone will have access to them. We could also see the return of the MX skin and the Insane Streamer skin based on German 985. There might even be a different John skin for Shedletsky, since the previous one was refunded to everyone last April. On top of that, we'll probably get brand new skins with this update as well. What else do you think could be included in this April Fool's update? So this update was massive for Forsaken with a bunch of new content and more to come. What did you enjoy the most about this update? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.